Hey, good evening, you guys. How is everyone doing? I know I scheduled it for 7, but I'm coming on early. I finished doing what I needed to do. And um, so okay. So the notifications are going out because I just heard one go out. I see one person is on, but I can't see them. So whoever you are, make sure you hit the like button, okay? You all make sure y'all, as you come in, hey, the Black Barbie. I should have known you was the first person on. You're always the first person to come on. Make sure you hit the like button for me. I decided to come on early because I still got some work to do. Some days when I get home from work, my day is still not over. Hey, Jamal. Hey, Shan. How is everybody doing on this evening? It says it's 77 outside, but seems like it's cooler rather. Hey, Nola girl. Nola girl, Nola girl, how often do you go and visit New Orleans? You still got your family still there? Ooh. I wonder if it's gonna rain some more this week. Hey, TV 21. I don't know why. I'm anticipating going um in August. Maybe because I need a vacation anyways, but I cannot wait to go and spend some time with um hey Clarinetta. I be in Memphis more, but I go to New 2 or 3 times a year. Okay. The crime is pretty out of control down there too, because sometimes I be looking at the news down in New Orleans. So the crime is out of control down that way also. I'm gonna wait and start letting other people get the notifications and then start coming into the room. I have another grandbaby on the way in New Orleans. Hey J5, how are you? Oh my God. I was so tickled pink this morning. My daughter had called me and I could hear my grandbaby in the background. My grandbaby, for some reason, she does not want to let go of that thumb. Okay. So she's still sucking on that thumb. And so she likes to suck on her thumb and rub on a blanket. She liked to hold a blanket up against her face. I guess like the little character on Charlie Brown. So this morning when my daughter called me, she was in the background. She was saying, "Mama, blanket, Mama, blanket." I said, "What is she saying?" She said, "Mama, blanket," and she kept going, "Mama, blanket. I want blanket." Yeah, that's her comfort. I mean, the whole way to the daycare. I want blanket, Mama, blanket. She loves a soft blanket. So I was like, Lord Jesus, I've been looking at blankets online. I was like, Lord, I'm gonna mess around and buy every damn blanket I think is soft so she can hold up against her face. But I think my kids kind of get there from me because I'm gonna tell you the habits that I have. But I only have it with like guys that I date though, not with just in because I will my mom had to break me. Like I grew up like having a habit of like I like to like when I go to sleep, I like to play I like to put my have somebody like I like to play with somebody's ear, right? Um yeah. Or I like to my she's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like me because my youngest daughter is like that. She likes to rub on people's arms. Well, she like used to like to rub on my arms. And I think I'm that way too. Like if I'm laying on the couch and I'm looking at TV or something like that, or I'm trying to go to sleep, I like to rub on somebody's arms or like play with their ear or something like that. It's really weird. I guess that's my comfort too. But my mom tried to break me when I was a little girl of wanting to play with everybody's ear. So I don't play with everybody's ear, but like now. But if somebody like maybe a guy I date or something like that, I'm gonna grab his ear. Nola girl says I have twin sons and their wives keep having babies. Girl, God says you're supposed to reproduce. I tell you. They keep having them babies because your sons keep putting them seeds up in them. Child, ain't nothing wrong with that though. Hey, Dot again. Mr. Parker got the notification as soon as you started talking about this. Oh my God. Okay, yeah, it's 6 minutes. Okay. So, anyways, you guys, I wanted to talk about the Prince of Memphis. We all know that that's Key Glock, right? Um, you know, that's the people's choice right now as it relates to a prince being a prince. Child, he's a prince. Don't go put no hits on him because we know how people get sensitive and all that, want to kill somebody because they're great. Okay, but he is a prince of Memphis, right? He's moving vastly towards becoming one of the kings, right? Dolph is, I'm sure, extremely proud of him. His album is number 8 on the charts. Okay. So, hey, on the billboards, I'm just so freaking proud of that little boy. I don't know what to do. And I could call him a little boy because he's the same age as my girls. Let's see. Let's see. Key Glock album. I feel like I just have to. So we see it. Okay. Here it is right here. Shout out to Key Glock and all of his hard work is paying off. Glockavelli, him not giving up and not stopping. It says Key Glock new album Glockavelli was released on May 2nd, 2025 and debuted at number 8 on the Billboard 200 chart. It is his 4th studio album and major label debut album. Shout out to Key Glock. Okay, we're so proud of him. We're so happy that he's a Memphian and he continues to allow young Dolph to live through him. And you don't hear anything about Key Glock being in any mess or hating on anybody else. He just stay in his own lane. He has his own sound. Um, we're just extremely proud of their brother. Okay. They say he basically did it without the major label. Yeah, it was already out. It was already out. So we're just extremely proud of him and what they're continuously doing to make young Dolph proud of them. Okay. What's up, Diane? We're talking about Diane's boyfriend, Key Glock. She loved Key Glock. So yeah, I definitely wanted to shine a spotlight on that. And we wish him more success, right? um it's it's to me, for him to have debuted at number 8, definitely his music is it's an acquired taste. And it's a lot of people that's bumping his music, okay, that's giving him his props. So we have to. Key is very quiet. We've been seeing him do more interviews and showing his daughter how proud he is of his little girl, and showing more of his personality. But you could tell he still has a reserved personality. And so even though he's not in your face and he doesn't have a loud personality, he's killing them he's still killing them with that reserved, laid back personality. So that just goes to show that the talent is there, right? It ain't no buffoonery. It ain't none of that. He's just using raw talent and letting his music speak for him. And as a Memphian, I have to say that I am very, very proud of that young man. Okay. And we wish him safety because, we're from Memphis where, they'll kill you if you're great or they'll try to, but we rebuke that in the name of Jesus. If any thoughts comes to anybody's mind, um, we just reverse it and send it back to him. But I think a lot of the people that had that murdering demon on them, that murdering demon on them, that wanted to kill people because they was great. They got bigger fish to fry, child. They need to be worried about what's coming. Um, Diane says, I've been raising hell. My head is banging. What's wrong, Diane? That's right, Rodell. Paper route Frank business. Absolutely. He groomed those guys to be the best, right? To allow their music to speak for them. I'm just really proud that you don't see them doing a whole lot of the trickery that the music industry bring. Um, as far as feeling like they gotta piss on their competition, take out their competition, because we know that his boss was taken out because he was competition, right? And he was winning. And so they took him out. They couldn't beat him, so they had to kill him. So that's unfortunate. So we're going to continuously wish Key Glock safety and success. And I think it's sad that unfortunately young men like Key Glock, sometimes they have to hold back until it's safe before they release all of their talent, because you got somebody, with evil eyes, just waiting to try and stop them, right? But I think that, the day of a lot of that is over. Number one, because God is in the midst of this. And I think we're starting to see a lot of people who once thought that they had the power to take out and kill people. And um, we see if they take Puffy down, and if they'll drop lawsuits on Jay-Z, we know anybody else is a damn peon, right? Those would be the top elites in the business. If they come at them, who is anybody else, right? We know anybody else ain't about nothing, right? So we're starting to see that, and I'm glad that the industry is getting exposed, because there's so much talent out there, right? You have so much talent. You have young women and young men that would love to get into the industry, and God has blessed them with the talent to be able to get into the industry, but they dare not sell their soul. And so because they won't sell their soul, they are blackballed, or they couldn't get in to begin with. But we're starting to see the shakeup. Hey, and I'm glad that it's being torn down, so that some of the chosen people, right? Some of those good people with talent, that has been blessed with talent, can start getting into some of those places again, and helping other good people start to see different things, as far as at the movies and on TV, and um people just broadcasting and showcasing a lot of other things, that people like myself and like a lot of you all would like to see, and not just devilish stuff, right? So I'm happy that people will get the opportunity to become millionaires and feed their families and stuff, and they ain't got to bend over and open up their booty hole. Okay. So, let me should I say, let me tell y'all something. Uh, You know, um, the Bible says that God had God had torn down the Sodom and Gomorrah, right? And I don't think that people know that. And I listen. Okay, well, and no, I ain't gonna talk about that, because they ain't ready for that. Let me sip my coffee. I digress. Some things people not ready for, okay? And then they'll get offended. And I don't want for people to ever think that I'm judging them, because but I think people should know the word. I think that some of the things that may happen is because some people are caught up in unnatural stuff. Okay. And I'm just going to say this as it relates to the industry. It seems to me that Puffy and those like him was trying to he was a sodomite, and he wanted to make every other man that. And that is definitely a sin. I don't think that people know that there are laws on the books that against, you could be sodomy. Okay, there's nothing natural about that. Okay. There is, yeah, that that people don't know that. And so I think a lot of people are starting to engage in stuff like that. I don't hey, I just don't I, I think that people should it's just a lot of unnatural things I think that people engage in that creates a bad aura around them. Okay. So that's why I say we saw that the industry was opening up doors where anything went, all unnatural stuff. That's what they wanted to produce. That's what they introduced, which is why you see so many people that don't have limits. People used to have limits. You got old ass motherfuckers now. Lord forgive me, that slipped out. Okay. They old ass dirt. Okay, they sitting up my age. They know damn well when they was growing up that stuff like that didn't go. Now they want to try what they old at. Well, the young people's is trying, and now they old ass trying to try it. They want somebody to put their tongue all up in their booty. Okay. So listen, y'all. We saw that um we saw that the industry. Hey, hey Kenny, you not at the casino? Hey Kenny, listen. I was looking at my toes today. I gotta say this. I'm gonna get back to what I was talking about because Kenny, I don't know if he was, Kenny be talking, but he was like, for your birthday, I'm gonna get your nails and your toes done. And so, I was looking at my toes today. It took a long time for my toenails to grow back. I had to go to the doctor and everything. I was like, well, my toenails are back to normal. I think I'm gonna go to a African American girl since Kenny six. Kenny, let me tell you. Kenny, let me tell you something. Nobody goes to the nail shop and just get their toes done. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. Ladies, y'all better tell him. Nobody goes to the nail shop and just get their toes done. And Kenny just talking shit anyway. Anyways, you guys. Anyways, y'all. But shout out to Key Glock. Shout out to Key Glock. We're very, very proud of Key Glock. We're very proud of him for making Memphis look good, continuing that legacy. You know, even though I don't believe that young Key Glock has ever tried to be Young Dolph. Key Glock has his own sound. Young Dolph has his own sound, but we definitely know that Young Dolph was his mentor because he has a lot of those attributes as it relates to Young Dolph. We see a lot of, we're from Memphis. We sound alike anyways. Okay. So, but just a lot of those things, you could tell that he was around him all of the time and he exude a lot of that, which is why a lot of people watch him. A lot of people love him because he exude a lot of that, those characteristics that Young Dolph had because Young Dolph was his mentor, right? And so we're very, very proud of him. As I said before, when people were saying that he was trying to be like Dolph, I always said I'd be mad as hell if Dolph was his mentor. And then, as much as I love Master P, y'all know I'm old school. I loves Master P, but I would be mad as hell if with Dolph being Key Glock's mentor, and then Key Glock be sitting up acting like Master P. I would be mad. You know, when you have a mentor, you want to see some of those attributes, right? You want to see some of those characteristics of the mentor. I mean, that's how it has always been, right? So, um but shout out to Key Glock. Okay, we'll give Key Glock his flowers. He's been quiet. He does not rain on anybody else's parade. He's a quiet storm. And then when he rains, when he comes out, he rains, and he is thunder, right? It's thunder, and he speaks. He allowed his success to do a lot of the speaking for him. So shout out to Key Glock. Okay. And I don't think by no means Key Glock is weak. Okay. I don't think he weak at all. Okay. Um, I think Key Glock would be looking at Key Glock's personality, he would be the right type of hit man, okay? But we know he ain't no hit man, but he would be the right kind. But we know he's not, and I'm not promoting it. We rebuke hit men. We rebuke hit men in the name of Jesus, child. Because I got a feeling. Clarinet says, Pre got some handsome. Yeah, those young guys are handsome. Key Glock is very handsome. All of them are handsome over there. You know, it seemed like because Young Dog was handsome, you know, he created a roster. He got a roster of handsome little guys over there. Anyways, Ken says, I'm so glad he moved out of Memphis because this city would take you under if you let it. It's a lot of jealousy in the city of Memphis. I hate to say that. I hate these young men are feel like the way to the top is off of the back of somebody else. The only good thing that came out of the Young Docs trial is that these young boys had the opportunity to see that taking money for hits don't pay. Okay, taking money for hits don't pay. You know, I was thinking about somebody, another young man that had been in the that we had that had we had a lot of people. I'm trying to figure out a way to say it. I have to be careful about what I say. Um, that we had talked about in the YouTube streets, I guess. I never really talked about it. Maybe like one time or something, but you know, even I was thinking, I was like, dog, even with what had happened to, even though these guys saw what had happened with Straight Drop, and these dudes are not younger anymore. This the guy that went and got himself caught up and got in trouble for doing a damn hit. They're gonna nail him to the cross, and I hate that. I really do, because I really be having hopes for these young men. What's up, Gray Face? What's up? Shout out to Gray Face. Gray Face Key Glock is number 8 on the Billboard. He in the top 10. Shout out to Glockavelli. He said he channeled Tupac. Okay. He just kind of channeled that Tupac energy and allowed his love for Tupac and all of that just kind of guide him. And it paid off, didn't it? When you just allow the feeling. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Like when you make stuff based off, like if you can just feel it, you see it in your head and you feel it. I feel like I do my best when I can see something in my head, and then I just start feeling I'm gonna tell y'all something. When I first started my production company, I had this guy. I didn't know anything about video. It was this guy me and my dad used to have to come over there to help me, and he taught me a lot about video work, to do commercials. I had started getting so into it, like when we would start putting music onto those commercials. I would go, wait a minute, that right there, what they just said, like I could just see it and feel it in my head. I was like, I want that little part right there. I want this person to be doing it, this right here when that little part right there play. Like you start to feel it and you start to see it, like you get into the rhythm of it, right? And I think that's kind of what Key Glock did when he channeled, because look, his album is speaking for him. It ain't I ain't got to try to big up Key Glock. Okay, his album speaks for itself. He's number 8. Okay, he's number 8. Now let me see who else is on the. Let's see who's in the on the Billboard, because it might be some more Memphians on there. Okay, Billboard Top 10. Okay, let's see. 2025. Y'all, how can I get to it? I can't find it. I be hating to. Okay, so here it is right here, you guys. So let's see. Here it is right here. Says Black youngster tried to drop with Glock, but that backfired like it. Oh, Lord have mercy. Let's see, y'all. Is this it right here? Hold on, let's see. Okay, so Debbie, I don't know who that is. Bad Bunny, she's number 1. Debbie I don't know how to pronounce that. Okay. Morgan Whalen, Kendrick Lamar is number 5. Sabrina Carpenter, number 6. Some sexy songs for you, number 7. That's Drake. And Key Glock, Glockavelli's album is number 8. Okay, so this is the top 10. Okay. He's new on the chart. Shout out to Key Glock. Shout out to the Glockster. Y'all make sure y'all share, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, hit the like button for me. That helps to kick the video into the algorithm. If you have not subscribed to the channel, y'all subscribe to the channel. All these rappers that be in the bushes and shit, that be coming in here to hear what I got to say. I wish you would subscribe to the channel. Okay. You know, we know like that there are some. We know like Gotti and we know he subscribes. Okay, we know Gotti subscribes. We know all the paper route subscribes. We know the rest of them need to subscribe to. Hit the subscription button. He says Black youngster couldn't even get people in Macmillan to buy his album. Boy, just raising CMGs. Shout out to Key Glock though. We're very proud of Key Glock, the Prince of Memphis. Okay, the Prince of Memphis. Black youngster, don't let them try to put you up to try to go mess with Key Glock. Okay, just let it go. I hope you've learned, your lesson of letting people send you out. You got enough that you're gonna have to deal with in the future. So don't let them send you out to mess with Key Glock. Just let it go. Okay. Anyways, y'all, let's move on right quick to Cassie. Okay. Cassie was in court today. And we're listening to Cassie and a lot of the things that they're saying that Cassie did. Okay, that Diddy had Cassie to do. Now, I do believe that Cassie was afraid of Diddy. I do. I believe that she was afraid of him. Okay. I do believe that Diddy is a low down such and such, so and so. Okay, he is dirty. A lot of what he, we saw how he handled a lot of people. Like I said, I believe that Diddy was given there was an agenda, and he was given the duty of trying to annihilate as many, especially black men, to make them sodomites. Okay, now, um, I was looking at a show earlier this morning. Okay, I caught a replay of it. I was up, and y'all know I be up with the damn birds because I have to get ready to get out and go to work. And so there was someone on there, I can't remember their name, that was somebody was giving an interview, and he was talking about the issue with Diddy didn't, um he liked turning out people, right? He liked, um getting people he know that had not been involved in a lot of these situations, these six situations. Hey, Marcus. In a lot of these six situations, and to see to them get involved and force them to get involved, and see how far he can make them go, people that was not involved in these lifestyles. That's what he really got off on, right? um Hold on, you guys. Okay. um and so it's gonna be interesting to see what happens with this. Let's see. It says Cassie fights back tears during testimony. Says Sean Combs would drag me, kick me, stomp me in my head. Okay. They said Cassie fought back tears during her emotional testimony on the witness stand at Sean Combs' sex trafficking and racketeering trial on Tuesday. The 38-year-old mom of three testified about the physical, mental, and sexual abuse she suffered while dating Combs. Okay. Cassie, who was 8 months pregnant, says she met Combs when she was 19 years old, an aspiring model and singer in New York. The then 38-year-old Combs gave her a 10-album record deal on his label Bad Boys. Cassie described herself as young and naive at the time. She said she was drawn to Combs because he was entertaining, fun, and larger than life. Also, he happened to have my career in his hands. She enjoyed spending time with Combs, but soon their relationship turned sexual, and Combs introduced her to oral sex. Okay. Now Cassie she's a real pretty girl. Okay. Now Cassie basically said, some of the people that was in the courtroom had been commentating, too. She basically said that she had never had oral, okay? And she said Diddy started teaching her how to do oral. She had never had oral before, and he started showing her how to perform oral, okay, on him. She says Cassie and music producer Ryan Leslie were dating when she met Combs, who coerced her to leave Ryan. Now there's a history of that. Now she was dating this man right here. Now this is a handsome man. It's something about when these girls have handsome boyfriends that are producers. Also, Diddy likes to see if he could take them. So y'all see he's right here with her then producer. This is who she was with. Diddy sees her and then convinces her to leave the producer and to allow and sign with him and allow him to take over her career. See, it wasn't about Cassie. It was about he wanted to prove to himself that he was better than this handsome guy right here. He probably wanted to screw him too, okay? Diddy sick. She says, I was just so young. I didn't even have the vocabulary for some of the things we talked about. She said, I was sexually inexperienced. When she was 22, Cassie said Combs introduced her to freak offs, which are days long sex parties at his home and hotels where he would masturbate while Cassie had sex with male escorts. When Combs first proposed the idea to Cassie, saying he liked to watch, she felt nervous and confused. She didn't understand why it was a turn on to him, but she loved Combs and she wanted to make him happy. Cassie says Combs later introduced her to organize and arrange freak offs herself. She would set up a hotel room for the three of them and pay the male escorts. The freak offs would occur as often as weekly and last for days at a time. Cassie recalls the longest was 4 days. The freak offs became a job where there was no space to do anything else but to recover and feel normal again. Cassie says she didn't want to have sex with strangers, but she did it for Combs' enjoyment. I didn't know what no could be or what no could turn into, she says. Combs often videotaped those encounters, and Cassie feared that he could blackmail her by releasing the footage online. Cassie also testified that she okay. Cassie also testified that she got a vagina hood piercing at Combs' suggestion. Soon she saw a different side of Combs. Their arguments turned violent, she said, and Combs would knock me over, drag me, kick me, stomp me in the head. When asked by the prosecution how frequently Combs would get physical with her, Cassie sighed and said, too frequently. These violent fights resulted in injuries like bruises, black eyes, and knots in the forehead. Yet there was still love there, Cassie said. Okay? So, hey, listen. They are claiming that Combs would instruct these male prostitutes to pee in Cassie's mouth. Okay. Switch B says Ryan Leslie is so talented. Not only did he take his girl, he blackballed him, which was messed up. Yeah, that's what he do. And you notice now, Ryan Leslie, it could be a younger Al B. Sure. See, when they are handsome, you see Diddy has a complex issue. It seems like when they are handsome and the girls are beautiful, he want to see if he can flex and use his power and his money to take the girls, right? And I think it's certain guys that he target only when they're handsome, because Diddy knows that he's not handsome. Did y'all see his damn feet? Okay, they showed his feet. Did y'all see his feet? Made me gag. Okay, so he know he's ugly all the way down to his feet. And it's just some things that money cannot buy, because you can't do nothing for your feet. I don't care how much money you got. You can't do nothing if your toes is hammered and ugly. You can't have surgery on them. Okay? The Black Barber says, that's what they do in the industry anyways. You see what Angie Stone said about her and D'Angelo. The business broke them up, but he allowed it to. Yeah, D'Angelo put that song out, How Does It Feel? And he was showing his physique and all of that. And child, she said he went crazy, because D'Angelo ain't really nothing to look at either. But women was liking his body, and, it gave him some fame. He had a 6-pack. Now he got a 30-pack, child. He should have just stayed on with Angie. I hate Angie Stone instead. When I think about that, I get sad. Okay. But anyways, you guys, yeah, so they talk about, all of the things that Diddy had them. Now, listen, I guess it was more so fear. You know, he was beating her and stuff, and when she tried to get away from him and she started dating somebody else, he had Kid Cootie or whatever his name's car blown up. He was evil like that. Okay. He was evil like that. They said Diddy was messed up from a child up now. Allegedly his mother um, was a madam or something. Now that's what they say. I don't know. That's the rumor in the YouTube streets. I don't know if that's true or not, but it does seem like in order for somebody to be like that, it would seem like something has happened to them. Um, because even with money and power, a lot of people wouldn't want to exert their power in the direction that Diddy is. Okay, because now I was looking at him with his talking to his mama and how they was looking at each other and going on. Listen, I hate to say stuff like that, but it's just something that's not normal. It's something that's not normal about the way that him and his mother was engaging. Because I was listening to him one time. He was talking about how his mama can bend all the way over and bend all the way over and touch the floor. I mean, it's just no. It's just it was weird. I wish I could find that. Hold on. Hold on. Um, Hold on, you all. Let me see. I think I found it. Let's see. Yeah, hold on. I thought this. Here it is, right here. Yeah, I think this is it right here. Now, maybe maybe I'm pushing it a little bit too far. So y'all can tell me if I am. Because y'all know I get suspicious about anything. That's the way my mind is. Um, but let's see this. Ew. Let me tell y'all something. I don't know many people that still kiss. They can, but the way she did it, that's how you kiss your boyfriend. Okay? You know,
because the way she's acting and carrying on is really disturbing. So I want y'all to go ahead and check this video out.
Ew. Ew. Nah, and I don't want to hear. Oh, some people are like,
yeah, am I do the people do that? I mean, I'm just saying because I've never been the I've never even been the one to kiss my daughters in the mouth. But I think it's the way that she poked her lips out. That's what you do to your boyfriend. It's I don't know. Maybe it's how they do it in New York. I don't know. But it does seem abnormal. It's just not normal. Okay. It is definitely weird. It's weird. Hold on, y'all.
Try to go ahead and check this video out.
Love you too. Ew. Ew. Nah, and I don't want to hear, oh, some people are like that, they close with their kid. You should not be kissing your kid in the mouth after they hit puberty. At that point, you shouldn't be doing that. That looks weird as fuck. That is weird as hell.
Mom, freshly dipped though. Did y'all peep that? The mother has on white nail polish.
Remember the girl said that he makes them get white nail polish?
Remember, in the lawsuit, Cassie said that Diddy forced the women around him to wear white nail polish because it looked good during the freak out. So it's very interesting.
What?
That the same
I don't remember that.
What if you can create your own website by saying, this is what I want? With Wix, you can.
Yeah, for real. Mom, dude wanna have a good time. Cause you ain't sitting in the house playing. You outside moving and shaking, baby.
Nah, this don't sound right the way he's saying it.
Strip club, I don't care. For real. It's my dog, you know, I wanna live life. Be out here moving and grooving.
I would rather jump off the side of the building before going to a strip club with a parent. That is weird, bro. That is weird.
My mom told me, she just said, keep moving, baby. That's right. Keep moving. She don't stop. She could touch the floor.
Touch what?
Palms, you know? Flat.
Ew, and look how she's saying it.
Now that is weird. She tell him keep moving, baby, and she could touch the floor flat with her palm. Y'all, this is twisted, okay? Now we see why Diddy twisted. His mama is just as twisted, okay? It seems like to me she is just as twisted, and it's just something about her purring like a kitten. You know, like a kitten. I don't know how to sound like a kitten, but you know, it's like she was, you know, trying to purr around her with her son. Okay. They go to the strip clubs. She tell them to keep moving, and she bent over with her hands to the floor. I mean, and the mere fact that he make all of his women, I guess to include his, and you see what he said, my mama is freshly dipped. So I guess they was getting ready for a freak out. She had on her white nails. Okay. Lord Jesus. Yeah, it's some sick stuff that goes on in this world. Now, I'm not saying him and his mom are doing anything. I'm just saying that it just don't seem natural. It's not normal. Okay. They said her wig twisted. So hold on, let me see something. Y'all look, I just want y'all to see this, okay?
Seductive. Like this is weird as fuck. I've never seen this. This is weird as hell. Look how she said flat.
Flat.
Ew, with her teeth.
Pew, pew, pew. Nasty bitch.
Right.
So now
Both
this
of y'all.
video,
That's sick.
this came out
He's a
about
sick
2 years
nigga.
ago. And in this video, he's talking about how he's tired, he was in the field, and then he says he was at booby trap. And basically, he's dehydrated, he needs an IV. So remember, in this lawsuit, they're saying that after freak-offs, him and the victims will receive IV fluids to recover. But remember in the Little Rod lawsuit, Little Rod was talking about how Diddy was using him and others to procure girls from booby trap. The producer whom Diddy hired in August 2022.
Wow. I tell you. Listen, like I said, it's gonna be interesting to see what the jury thinks, okay? Because I guess it's gonna come down to a matter of, the abuse without a doubt. We see that on the video that he was abusive. You hear other people talk about before that he fell out with the elites, that Diddy was abusive, that he would go into the studio when his producers was in the studio, he would go in and bitch slap them, okay? He might slap the shit out of one of them if they was not making music, the type of music that he wanted, if they weren't getting hits that he would deem to be a hit fast enough. Like this man, they said this is what he did. Why they let Diddy do it? Okay. I don't know. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. But I guess these people was desperate for jobs. I don't know. They didn't want to be blackballed from the industry. But it's better to have your integrity and at least be proud of something rather than to know that you're going somewhere to make quite a bit of money and you gotta, bend over, you gotta do things that you don't want to do. You're subject to be bitch slapped. Says I would have tore Diddy ass. I know that's right. Cypress says, I don't think shit of that. You don't think shit of what, Cypress? What of Diddy? Diddy and his mother? That is very weird, though. It is. It's extremely weird. It's extremely weird, so I tell you. Y'all, hold on, I'm looking for. Oh, he talking about Key. Oh yeah, Key Glock is number 8, the Prince of Memphis. He's been crowned. The Prince of Memphis. Okay. Dolph's still the king. He's still king. So, hold on, you guys. Let me see something. Yeah, it's a one. Hold on, you all. Just give me a minute. They said Cassie is 8 months pregnant, so That's Cassie's
Subway is the place to
attorney.
fill up on all the good stuff. Every irresistible sub is packed with tons of crispy, crunchy veggies. And you can plus it up with even more fresh flavor with Subway's irresistible signature sauces. And check out all the fresh sliced meats they're packing into every sub, like the footlong BMT with a whopping 54 grams of protein. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
Is she ready?
Very ready and confident. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we are standing by for what could be the most critical testimony in the entire federal sex trafficking trial of Sean Combs. His ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, is expected to take the stand. Now, she is the woman he attacked in a hotel surveillance video from 2016. Prosecutors said Combs coerced her and another woman to participate in what he called freak-offs. They said he called himself the king and expected to be treated like one. He expected his inner circle to cater to his every desire, including his sexual desire, and his inner circle made sure he got everything he wanted. Now, prosecutors plan to show the jury video of these drug-fueled, days-long sexual performances. Lawyers for Combs say the videos will show consenting adults. They say the evidence is going to show you a very flawed individual, but it will not show you a racketeer, a sex trafficker, or somebody transporting for prostitution.
Well, like I said, Puffy got Thugger's attorney there, so I'm not gonna be surprised if when stuff started leaking out. So, like I said, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know how long this is gonna go on, but if Puffy happens to get off on this, it seems like to me they want Puffy bad. They do. They want him bad. So if Puffy gets off on this, they'll be looking to get him on something else. They're gonna hem him up. Whoever it was that was financing him and supporting, being supportive of him, that had given him this borrowed power, because he didn't really have the power, right? It was borrowed power, or they pushed him out front. We could see now he has masters, right? Because if he really had power, this would not be going on, okay? So they pulled back from him, the people that was backing him, which would be the ones with the real power, right? And they basically, just threw him out there to the wolves. But he did it to himself. Puffy has been out there. He's been in favor probably with the Jews for about over 30 years now. He could have really took that power and used it to make a difference. And I get so sick of people saying, well, Puffy had that was a black man, he made a whole lot of hits. Well, he happened to be over a label that was able to get some talented producers and artists, right? He had talented producers and artists that he left broke, busted, and disgusted. He ain't made not damn hit, okay? It was those producers that was hungry, that ain't got a damn thing now because Puffy didn't do them right. Those artists like Toto, a lot of those other artists, that was the talent that helped to make his label. And those people didn't get anything really, okay? So everybody that ever came in contact with him, he left broke, busted, and disgusted. Now I was reading that what Puffy does is, I think I said this a long time ago, is with his artists, the reason why he was all in the videos and stuff, that was a way to keep them in debt. They didn't even know or want him to be in the videos. He financed the videos. All of the cars that was in the videos, he charged them for. Those were his cars, so he billed the artist. So they always stayed in the negative. The videos and shit was always over $1 billion. So they was always in the negative in the videos. So he charged them to put his vehicles in the video. He charged them. He billed his artists for him to be in the video. Right? So he billed them for that, for him being in the video, using his house, using his clothes, using to have his cars like he was billing them. So I mean they stayed in the negative with the video. Faith Evans did a video um when she was on Bad Boys, and I remember she said, I'm still paying for that video right now. And the video was about 6-7 years old. Okay, it was about 6 or 7 years old. It was that video where she had on all that red. Um, but I mean, that's the way he did it. He definitely took advantage of a lot of people. I mean, he's an asshole, and he was low down, and it's probably because he had people doing all those things because he was not happy with who he was, instead of just coming out the closet um and being open. I'm gay. I'm gay. This is my boyfriend. But I guess during that time, now it's more acceptable. I mean, he called himself a thug, okay? I guess it was not acceptable, but people within the industry already knew what he was doing, right? So, all he could have just came out and not been angry because he had to be with a woman. So I was always told, when you have men that treat women real dirty, they have a hate for women, it's because they like men. Okay, they're mad because they got to lay up beside a woman. They call themselves a thug, and so they gotta use the lady as a beard and all of that. So you know they be real mean to the women. They try to beat the shit out of them, and we see now that's what he was doing. They said in the 90s he couldn't be gay, but it's more acceptable now. I mean, it's not like, I mean, I think he was being more open with it in the industry, right? So in the early 2000s, that man know he did a whole lot of shit, but that's not what he's on. A lot of that stuff he did then, that's not what he's on trial for. I'm sure he made a whole lot of black women do the same thing, but we don't see him being condemned for not now black woman. Okay, I'm sure he was mistreating them first. He said Mace said it too. Yeah. I don't know what they did to Mace, but he ran and joined the church and became a preacher. I tell you, for a lot of years. Whatever went on with him, it made him run and become a preacher. That's right. He was living off of stolen money of his artist. And that's the reason why all of this stuff has come back up on him. That's why a lot of this stuff has come back up on him. A low down, dirty dog. Y'all hit the like button for me. If you all haven't hit the like button, please do. I would appreciate that more than anything if you all would hit that like button. Okay. Hmm. A real deal Lee says Puffy is a demon T, and if he got out, the feds would watch him closely. Yeah. I don't think his lifestyle is gonna ever be the same anymore, anyways. Because if he still had favor, they wouldn't have allowed this to happen. They would have been protecting him. They never would have allowed this to happen. I really believe that the elites went and got Cassie and had Cassie to start taking him down. I think they paid her to take him down. He was mean to guys that and he was mean to guys that he was jealous of. He had an obsession with Tupac. They say he had an obsession. We see he had an obsession with Albie Shore. I'm sure it's a lot of other guys that he's had obsessions with, you know. He definitely pissed them off. A lot of people say it's about a liquor deal, but I wonder if it's really about a liquor deal. Can Clive Davis still walk and talk? Because they say Clive Davis is supposedly 90 something. Let me see how old Clive Davis is. Because, he was one of the ones that protected him. Is Clive senile now? Or is his hands tied? Let's see, how old is Clive? Clive is 93 years old. Hold on. Let's see if they're in the recent pictures of Clive. Mm. Called him racist because he wouldn't let him have his own liquor. Rumor is he bought some land in Mexico and was going to make his own tequila. They stopped him. Real deal Lee says, I think he paid her. He didn't want none to come out, but why would he pay her if none didn't happen? Think about it. That's true. I tell you. Rumor is he bought some land in Mexico. I think when he paid her, he didn't want nothing to come out. Whoever got his ass, I'm just glad because that female Puff Diddy Pop has been gone too far. Yeah, it was seeming like he was definitely untouchable, and he was the evil, mean type of person with power. Okay, some people you can't give power, and he's been a real fool with it. But um, you have to reap what you sow. You never, you might get by for a while, but you're never gonna get away. And I think that's what people fail to realize, that you're never going to get away. It's going to come back. Okay, you're going to have to pay for that. You're going to have to pay for the energy and the things that you've done to other people. And it's his time. It's his time to feel. I bet every emotion, everything that he's ever done to people out of jealousy, out of evilness, he done set his ass up in that cell. And all he got to do is sit in there all day. He has felt every emotion of every misfortunate person that he has messed over. He has felt all of those emotions 2 or 3 times. That song Fooling Around by Changing Faces, that tells it all. Tamarian says, it's not about no brand deal. He used Cassie to get the sympathy of the people. The lawyer from the Ciroc deal put Cassie on to sue Diddy to open the floodgates. Yeah. Because everybody had already seen how he did Cassie. They knew she's close to white if she's not. So she could use her white skin to really gain the sympathy needed to take down a black man. I'm not saying he didn't need it. I'm just saying, as they say, she had the complexion to do it. Okay. It's unfortunate, but we have things of this nature still happening. I mean, but Diddy was the devil. So if it took a white woman to take him down to stop him, I don't give a damn what color he is. He needed to be stopped. So, hey, listen, if he gets out, do you all think that he'll still be wealthy? I think they're going to keep going until he'll probably end up leaving the United States. I bet you Diddy is going to, if he gets off, I believe he's going to leave the United States. That's true. She was young and pretty. He had power over her. I do. I believe he's going to leave the United States. Go over there and where Russell Simmons is. And Russell not living bad. He got a hotel. He has a hotel over there where he's living at in Bali or wherever he's at. He said all he do is eat his vegan food. He all right. No, it's not gonna stop. They're not gonna stop until they get him. And they really already got him. I mean, I'm sure he is suffering. He really didn't do anything. Who Hefner hasn't did. Well, I agree. I agree. The only difference is you didn't see Hugh Hefner doing to his people what Puffy did to his. That's the only difference. I'm talking about his race of people. Real deal Lee said his mom needs to leave too for that Tubi wig. But she probably felt like the wig was gonna come off anyway, so they was getting ready to go do them some freak offs. Mm, mm, mm. Even the mama was involved. Lord have mercy. Lord Jesus. Yep, even the dogs agree. Yeah, it's sickening. You all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. So you guys, we're gonna do a recap. We talked about Key Glock album is number 8 on the Billboard. It's in the top 10. We definitely giving a shout out to Key Glock and all of his success, him continuing on and just making the Memphians extremely proud. It makes me stick my chest out a little bit more because he is from South Memphis. Okay. Not only is he a Memphian, but he's from South Memphis. Okay. I grew up in South Memphis, so that makes me proud. Although I'm proud of all of the Memphians, you know, I don't care what side they come from. Okay. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can find it. Shout out to the Glockster. Showing his personality again. I mean, just I love it. He's got the youth, he's got the endurance, he's got the looks. Okay.
Ask me that. Since when Cali, I'm gonna say made away. Yeah. I've been fucked up, down bad, snaked out. It don't even matter, cause I still make my way. Yeah.
What's your favorite song on the album, man? There's so much.
I ain't gonna lie, you can't ask me that. Since when Cali, I'm gonna say made.
Key Glock says they hate when shit don't go their way anymore. He was supposed to put out Glockavelli in 2020. He was supposed to do a Glockavelli album in 2020 because it says 6/4/20 and 6/4/20. He said they intimidated, but hey, look, 5 years later it came out. He says still. Okay, so he's still, see, that's, it may be delayed but not denied. Ain't that something?
Hit a 4-5 on me, turn you to a ghost, nigga. No nigga on this earth can treat me like a.
He said they hated God and Flipper. Who is this lady talking about? He said Keontae.
Yeah, this was
crazy.
This was Dolph last chain he ordered from Elliot, but he wasn't here to buy it, so I bought it.
Oh,
yeah,
for real?
Dolph chain for sure.
That's hard.
Straight up, straight up.
Where do you even get blue diamonds?
The ocean,
right? Which ocean?
The ocean.
Like what? Real quick, we gotta shout out the blue diamonds though. Hold on, the Jesus piece.
Yeah, this was
crazy.
This was Dolph last chain he ordered from Elliot, but he wasn't here to buy it, so I bought it.
Shout out to Key Glock. He was down in Houston signing autographs. He said it feels like my birthday again. Wow. He said this album gonna make ninjas get back in the studio. Damn if that didn't happen. Okay. Shout out to Key Glock. Shout out to Key Glock. We're very proud of Key Glock. Okay. Hey, Mama G. Real Deal Lee says he has an awesome album because some of the stories that Burt Reynolds used to tell about the Playboy Mansion. But you know what? When they was over there at the Playboy Mansion, those women in the Playboy Mansion, they was prostitutes, right? I don't think they was being held hostage. I don't think. I think they were prostitutes. It was legalized prostitution, wasn't it? It says Kenny Money and Moochie has music coming out. Shout out to Kenny Money and Moochie. Great. Oh, wow. Ken, I tell you. Y'all hit the like button for me, guys. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe, okay? Shout out to Key Glock, the Prince of Memphis. Okay, the Prince. Okay. Hold on, you all. Y'all, God is so awesome. God is an awesome God. That's all I got to say. God is so awesome. Yeah, I haven't been to the gym. I didn't go to the gym today, and I didn't go to the gym yesterday. I know I got to get up and go in the morning because y'all are not going to believe what I made for dinner. It was something quick, but I made baked ziti. But I made a really small pan, but it was so good. That baked ziti. So I got to go and run those noodles I ate off. Y'all know with the rigatoni noodles, the really big rigatoni noodles. Um, Memphis is yes indeed. Memphis has so much talent that it just don't make no sense. Memphis has a lot of talent, and the thing that I liked about Young Dolph is that he was signing that talent and making these young men millionaires. Now that they've killed him off because of jealousy, they're slick scared to really sign talent in Memphis, or yeah, they're scared to sign talent in Memphis because don't nobody really want to mess with some of these people. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the people that killed Dolph. So it still didn't work out the way that they thought that it was going to work out. So they could have just left that man alone and left him alive, child. So now we just going to be getting ready to see what's going to happen um, with this Hernandez Govan trial, if it's going to be one. We're just going to see what's going to happen with that. It's going to be interesting to see if it's going to be televised, the anticipation. Ken says, did you hear about the two Shelby County? Yeah, I was looking at that. The two Shelby County deputies. It's so sad because stuff like that has happened quite a bit. That's not the first time something like that has happened. I don't understand. Like I said, well, those officers look like they were older, but you would think that these officers would know better, but hey, you get in more and more people that on the force who thinks that the law does not apply to them. And I saw where the jail is hiring, doing a mass hiring, which is a good thing. Child, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about the jail because I had a person mad at me, and I actually like him. So I don't know what he's mad at me for because I ain't never said nothing bad about him. Not unless he listened to somebody tell him a lie. I never said nothing bad about him. Did you hear about the yeah? Um, yeah, a lot of people are sick. The police officers know that they're held to a different standard. They're held to a higher standard. So um they are supposed to enforce the law. And the mere fact that they think that they can be out here doing just as bad as the criminals is messed up. Who's that? Vanessa says that over there in South Memphis where they robbed the train at. She said that she was looking at the police officer. She said they was I ain't gonna say that. I don't. If I had not said her name, I wouldn't. I'm gonna leave that alone. But she said it on my show, but I'm just not gonna mention it no more. Tamarian says, I think they should have the body cams be turned on automatically during stop. They're not supposed to turn those cameras off. They're not supposed to turn those cameras off at all. So, um, hey, it's gonna be interesting to see, when Chief Davis's contract is up, if Paul is going to keep her. Yeah, I don't know if she, I don't know how long a contract. I don't think it was. Maybe they just gave her a new contract, but I'm sure he could terminate it at any time or whatever. But I mean, it's not going to change anything until the laws are changed, until more parents start being involved. So it's not really going to change anything. The only thing I'm anticipating now is, child. I'm wanting to see what's going to happen in Hernandez Govan trial. That's what I want to know. And I don't know what's going to happen. That's why I want to know what's going to happen. No, because it's a whole lot of women that's out there. See, a lot of these folks' mind is sick. And I'm sure he didn't do that. A lot of these prostitutes, they put these officers in a trick bag. I'll do what you want me to do if you don't take me to jail. And then they do it. And then they keep the evidence in their mouth, or because that has happened. And I'll never forget years ago when I was working at felony response. That's when I was typing. I was pregnant. So that was a long time ago. And this officer, and I was very fond of the officer, but he did it though. They fired him. He when he would catch the prostitutes on the stroll, instead of taking them to jail, he would have them to do sexual favors for him. And so one of the prostitutes kept the proof in her mouth. So y'all know, right, what that is. And he was charged with RAPE because he was an authoritative figure. He used his influence. Even though she was out there doing stuff illegal, he still could not do that. It was still considered RAPE, right? And I remember when I walked around there, it's like, we need you to type her statement. When I was looking in there, y'all, I could not understand why this officer would do this. This lady she had potholes in her face, and you could tell she was on drugs, and she was real skinny, and he messed his career up for that. Being stupid, just doing stupid stuff. He had a damn wife. But some people don't know how to handle what is considered to be power. Okay, and he messed his life over. I wonder why Tony left. Tony left. I'm going to tell you exactly why Tony Armstrong left. Tony Armstrong left because the previous mayor, Jim Strickland, didn't like him. And he didn't want Tony Armstrong there because he wanted to bring on another chief, but he didn't want to unappoint him because he knew that the public loved Tony Armstrong. And so what he did was he kept being disrespectful, not including Tony Armstrong in things. He wouldn't include him in the meetings or anything like that. He kept being disrespectful to Tony Armstrong until Tony decided to retire. Okay, that's how he did it with his basketball head. And Tony Armstrong has always been such a gentleman. He's always been a gentleman. He's always been a good person. Now, I think after Tony left, was it Mike? Mike became, he didn't want Mike. He didn't do Mike right. When Mike went out there, when they overtook the bridge, okay, yeah, when they did that march and all those people was out there, Mike went out there because I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what happened that night. The state patrol, the state troopers, the governor is over the state troopers, not the Memphis police chief, not the sheriff. That's why the state troopers are ruthless, okay? The state troopers, the governor is over the state troopers. So they was all on their bridge. The governor gave an order to go and start knocking people down, start shooting people down, okay, to the troopers. Mike Rawlins begged the troopers to stand down. See, the folks didn't even know that, and I'm glad that didn't happen. Mike Rawlins begged the troopers to stand down, allow him to get it under control. I wish I could find that, right? And he went out there and he controlled the crowd so good, okay? He got everybody to calm down and all of that. And I think people really just fell in love with Mike after that. He was already the interim, and Jim Strickland didn't want to make him full time. He says, I don't know. I know, right? Very pleasant. He was a nice guy for real, but Jim went to handpick CJ Davis. Yeah, it made national news. Hold on for a second. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, yeah, it was during the protest. Let's see. Okay, that was in 2016. Yeah, they was all on the bridge. They was blocking the bridge. And so the governor had given an order to start shooting people down. That's sad, isn't it? That was going to really be a disaster, but that's what happened. And Mike diffused it. Hold on. See, that's Mike right there walking with them, trying to defuse the situation. He blended right in with them, got them to come off of the bridge. They didn't know that the governor had given an order to start shooting and killing them, to get them off, to give an order for them, to give them warnings to get off, and then start knocking them down. So it's sad. I'm so glad that he diffused that situation. But that's the order that the governor had given to the state troopers, which is the governor is over the state troopers, not the motherfucking Memphis Police Department, not the sheriff's office, because folks swear they know this and that and don't be knowing nothing. I'm just telling you that's what it is. Ken says Mike should have been the next chief. Mike was the next chief. He was the interim chief, and then because the Memphians demanded that they make him full-time chief, he ended up appointing him. It took him a long time. He didn't want Mike. Let's see. And then Mike retired. And Jim Strickland was disrespectful to him too. It was a lot of stuff that Mike wanted to do as it relates to the. How come they always showing everything that I order? I mean, everything that I order, they always put it in a advertisement.
Mike Rawlings has officially retired after serving 31 years with the Memphis Police Department. WMC Action News 5's Joe Birch takes a look back at his 5 years leading the department.
More than 1,000 protesters, angered by the killing of black men by police officers, shut down the I-40 bridge for nearly 4 hours on Sunday night, July 10th, 2016.
And I could just imagine that somebody would lose patience and step on the gas and run over people, or gunfire could erupt. And oh my God, there was just so many things that could have gone wrong.
With children and babies in strollers on the bridge, the then interim police director ruled out tear gas, pepper spray, and force.
But I also was concerned. I looked into the eyes of my officers, and I could see the kind of uncertainty about what was going to happen next.
Mike Rawlings had just come from church that Sunday night and says he heard an internal voice guide his nonviolent approach.
But I could just clearly hear the voice of Dr. King saying, don't let this happen.
Using all of his training from...
Shout out to Mike. Mike is a good guy. He's director of security at one of the hospitals now. Yeah, he's director of security at one of the hospitals. Tamarion says, that irks me so bad. I think I told this story. I remember like right after I had my second baby, when I got back to work. At the time, Mike was working in robbery. He was just a sergeant. I mean, it's funny how him and Armstrong was both sergeants in robbery. So I was working in felony response. My office was up front. And so every day when when they would be leaving work, I would be coming in. I would be at my desk. I didn't know Mike from nobody. I didn't even know who he was. And so they remembered that I had been pregnant. They weren't even in my bureau. They was in the robbery bureau, which was 8 to 4. So I remember the first time I ever saw him or remembered him saying something to me. He put his head in the door and said, somebody had the baby. And I was looking at him like, who is he? And so every day from that point, he would stop by and he was like, you bring a picture of the baby? I would love to see how the baby looked. And then every day when he was getting ready to leave, he was like, did you bring a picture? Until one day I brought a picture. He could put his head in the door. I was like, here, I brought a picture of the baby. What's up, the real little T? I was pregnant up there. My stomach had gotten so big. I remember like right before I went on maternity leave, I remember I was leaving the restroom one day and one of the officers was like, are you having twins? I said, are you serious? My belly has gotten that big. I look like I'm having twins. Remy, stop. Y'all get on my nerve real bad. But shout out to Mike Rawlings. I think that the department would have, I think if he had allowed Mike to govern the department the way that he wanted to, I think things would have been better because he had the experience and the knowledge and all of that good stuff. Anyways, shout out to Mike Rawlings. Um, anyway, y'all. It seems like my energy be low. I go to the gym. My energy it had been up. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button for me. Okay, make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Anyway, y'all, I want to listen, y'all. I'm serious. Like I am definitely like anticipating Orange Mound Quest trial. I just want to see what's gonna happen. And I'm not talking about the verdicts. I'm just talking about I want to see what evidence is presented on both sides. If they're going to be in the witnesses. I know a lot of people anticipate Cornelius, but I'm talking about I'm wondering if it's going to be more witnesses besides him. I'm sure it is. I ain't talking about no phone experts or nothing because stuff like that boring to me. When they start bringing those experts and stuff up in there, that stuff bore me. I think either Mike or Tony, the department would have been way better because now it's a shit show. Oh, Lord. Well, Mike and Tony has moved on and they're making a lot more money being the director of security at the hospitals. Both of them is director of security at 2 different hospitals. Yep. Director of security at 2 different hospitals. So they said they're going to have a kickback on the witness stand for Quet. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what all goes on as it relates to that. I wonder if they're going to televise it. I wonder if they're going to televise it. It'd be interesting to see or to know. I think it would be good to televise it. But you don't really hear the prosecutors. You don't even hear the news media. Like I said, there was an anticipation even with the news media as it relates to Justin Johnson's case. It's not, you don't have that same type of like media around his case like that for some reason. I wonder when Cornelius go back to court. I mean, he's supposed to have gotten sentenced last year. He still hadn't been. They keep, changing his court date. I think he goes back in June. I hope so. I want to be there. I hate Memphis doesn't have open court. Yeah, they're probably for safety reasons. They might just televise it to keep people from running down there. It would be safer to just allow it to be televised. And yeah. Oh, there's another there's this high profile case in New Orleans that's going to be on the docket. And I was talking to the person yesterday. I was like, I wonder if I was it. I'm glad I thought about that because I need to see if they will allow. Because sometimes they'll let you see virtually. I want to see. I'm interested in seeing what's gonna go on with that particular case. I wonder what his knees hold up. I don't know, but I hope because he's got to come in and out of that courtroom every day. So I definitely hope they have quite a bit of security. I don't believe like nobody from Paper Route is out to try to get him. I'm just saying, like, he is a street guy, so I don't know what he's into, but I think having to come to court every day, walking back outside, coming in and out. I hope that that it don't be nothing crazy to happen. He says, I peeped that too. Cornbread gonna slide clean out the door before we know it. I'm telling you, because they're not saying anything about a sentencing hearing. I mean, he's got to go to court, but they're not saying. They keep on rescheduling it, but it does not say anything about sentencing. So, to me, that's something. I am, and you obsessed with listening to me talk about it. That's why you stay in here on it, isn't it? Exposing the truth. I'm obsessed with the topic, and you obsessed with listening to me talk about it because you stay up in here. Tamarian says they're gonna have top flight security around the building. Yes, I hope they do. I hope they have top flight security around the building. I hope that they do. I hope that they have top flight security. Lord have mercy. Exposing the truth always have to be coming in here trying to be meddling. Y'all hit the like button for exposing the truth. Did you hit the like button before you came out the bushes and started meddling? Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button for me. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. Okay. Please like, share, and subscribe. Oh, Lord have mercy. Tamaria said, Gotti, is that you? It wouldn't be exposing the truth if exposing the truth and come up in here meddling with me. I just hope he hit that damn like button. Look at him. He going back in the bushes now. Y'all hit the like button for me, you guys. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. It came out when I started talking about quit. Now, exposing the truth, Stephen was in here the other day and said you was quit. Now, you jumped out them bushes when I started talking about that case now. I'm going to get suspicious in a minute. Look at him. He ain't saying nothing now. Samarian says, hey, Chat Town. Yeah, make sure y'all hit that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Yeah, I'm so happy that my toenail grew back right. Oh, y'all, you just cannot go to certain nail shops. I'm gonna tell y'all that right now. I had to nurse my feet back to the right health. And my fingernails. I looked at my fingernails one day because I had to cut my fingernails. I had to soak them. I had to order all types of stuff. I had to put like the medicine that my doctor had given me before on them. I just thank the Lord. That's all I got to say. Because I was always proud of my toes and my toenails and shit. Exposing the truth. Where are you at? How come you're not saying nothing? Ken says it might be God himself. Yeah. It might be Gotti. We know Gotti the biggest fan. We know that Gotti the biggest fan. Tamarian says, he showed pops up. Oh my God. Well, I don't think it's Stanley because me and Stanley cool. I like Stanley. Stanley ain't never came in here and got smart or nothing. He ain't with the shit like that. So that's somebody else. But look, exposing the truth won't say nothing no more. Gone back in the bushes. Came in here to be meddling and now gone on. Yeah, yeah, Stanley, all right. I like Stanley. Stanley ain't never came in here with no shit. Now Stanley came in here one time, and me and the girls was about to jump on him. Now we was getting ready to double team him because he said something to Diane and them. He got mad about something, but he apologized though. See, whenever I talk about like he say somebody blocked him, I looked for his name. I didn't see where he was blocked. So the hackers must have blocked him on his end. Chattown says, I was listening to one of Gotti's latest songs earlier talking about how bloggers put a ninja business out. He put his own damn business out being stupid. That's right. He shouldn't do it in public. That's right. Where is exposing the truth at? Also, I guess I can't wait until to quit trial happen. That's when to see if he pop back out then. I started talking about Quest trial. The reality says, T babies, what's going on? What's going on, the reality? I tell you. You just chilling? Well, that's good. Well, at least you're in the land of the living. You get the opportunity to chill and relax, which is a good thing, which is always a good thing. What Shamar be coming on it on Facebook? Shamar be coming on Facebook. Ken says Gotti in love with Glow now, huh? Mixing business and pleasure. I've been believing that. But y'all know what? I'm just anticipating Orange Bound Quits trial. I wants to know what's gonna go on in the trial. That's what I want to know. I wants to know what's gonna go on in Hernandez Govan trial. Tamarian says YouTube and Instagram. Yo, whatever happened to what happened to Andrew Caldwell? He says I'm delivered. I don't want a man's no more. I want a woman's. I used to like to look at his damn fool self on Facebook. I used to holler every time he came on. He don't do those lives no more. He said, I've been delivered. I don't want to carry a purse no more. I don't want a man's this no more. I want a woman's. Child, sweeter than a lollipop. He talked about, he talked about all the threesomes that they used to have. They had with Cordell Stewart and all of that. I said, Lord Jesus. He was at the Kojic. I want a woman's. I don't want a man's. Lord have mercy. He got he got delivered that day. He said, I don't want to carry a purse no more. His voice changed to a man voice. It left. He said he was being delivered. He said, I want a woman's. I wish I could find that, y'all. Him and Thaddeus Matthews used to get into it all of the time. Let's see if I can find it. Andrew Caldwell delivered. Mr. Delivered. He said, I'm delivered. She said, T, it's raining here in Augusta. I'm listening to the 90 station of Pandora. You need to get on that. Not changing the concept. Oh, listen, I'm going to tell you something. I love to listen to it's something about the 80s. I think I'm going to put on it because I've been boxing up. I've been boxing up my stuff. I've been listen, y'all, I've been doing everything I can not to hire somebody to come and finish boxing up my stuff because I'm moving. Because I don't like I just feel like it's just not enough time in the day, and I boxes up stuff. I've been doing it one box at a time. But I'm scared if I hire somebody, they'll steal my stuff. If I could hire a family, but they're going to steal my perfume and stuff. And because I wear expensive perfume. Okay, I'm just saying it right now. It'd be different if they would take the Victoria's Secrets lotion that's on the dresses, but they're not going to take the cheap stuff. They like the expensive stuff. I'll say, okay, so I have to keep their asses up out of here. 90s teacher. Oh, I love Gerald Levert. I think Gerald Levert is so underrated. I love Gerald Levert. Baby, I'm ready. Oh, that's my song. Let me see, y'all. I'm going to see if I can find it. Y'all, hold on. Lord, they got a sweet banana candle. Lord, please don't let me order that candle. Sweet banana. Woo! Lord, okay, I'm not gonna order it. I'm not. I'm not gonna order that candle, God. Y'all, he done got deep into the church. Y'all, and he a minister now, y'all. They done made him a minister. Well, praise the Lord. I'm serious. Praise the Lord. Look, y'all. A call to minister. That's the reason why we don't see him no more. He done got serious about the church. He said he was looking for him a wife. He did. He said he was looking for him a wife. Hold on, y'all. Look, y'all. I think he got him somebody. Here it is. He got him a woman. Love. I got that. Love spell from Victoria's Secret. I got that. Oh, I love After 7. I love After 7. Gerald Levert, Eddie Levert. Well, the OJs. My favorite song that the OJs got is Your Hooks in Me. That's my favorite song. You got your hooks in me. That's my favorite song. And I've been on like Roberta Flack. I love that song. I be listening to. I feel like making love. Oh my God, that's my favorite song. And just when I needed you, like all of those songs. But those songs come from like in the 70s. A lot of those songs, the 70s, the early 80s. And when I'm listening to the songs and look, don't start while I'm on this live. People already talks about y'all. Don't embarrass me now. Stop. Y'all, let me tell y'all what happened today. Says Sanders Headley. Heather. I love Heather Headley. I wish I wasn't. That's my favorite song that she's got. Where is exposing you at? Do I have a candle in? I smell a candle. I think I have a candle lit. I probably do. See, I'm 48, so I love the Quiet Storm. I like the Quiet Storm too. Let me see if I can find that video. They said, God, it come out. Lord have mercy. See, let him go on, but his damn business. Let him go on back. I'm sure he got his ass in the bushes. Yeah, so we gonna talk. I want to talk about Orange Mound Quest trial. I want to talk about my anticipation of the trial. That brings them out the damn bushes. Tamarion says, y'all remember Backtrack Sundays? Oh my, listen, I love y'all when they played that kind of music. Oh my God. I'm gonna tell y'all though, it's like the 80s music bring back so many memories of growing up. It's something about the 80s music though that just give me energy. I love the 70s music better than the 80s music, but it's like the 80s music energizes me. Like I have a memory of hearing that music when I was growing up. I'm telling y'all, those were the good old days. Hold on for a second, y'all. Let me see something. Watching lovers do that thing. Come on, y'all. Let me see something. Look, you're going to have to close your damn mouth up. You upset me. I'm not playing. I said y'all upset me. Y'all stop. God and them already in the damn chat. They're going to be talking about us. We talks about them. We don't want to give them a reason to talk about us. Shut the hell up. Listen, y'all. Y'all remember Shalimar? Oh my God. Y'all, I love their music so much. Hold on, y'all. Oh, these puppies getting. Hold on, y'all. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I can't stand all that.
Protein packed for strength and recovery. Orgain. It's real nutrition for real life.
Yeah, I love that song right there. That I listen, y'all. That's this right here is the listen to this all the time. 80s, the R&B best soul groove. I listen to that right there. All of those tracks on there is hard from the 80s. Nothing but the 80s R&B jam. I love that. I promise you put that on. I started thinking about when the 80s and stuff because my memories is growing up in the 80s. So that's my jam. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I wish the rain must be that came down there now because it was raining here yesterday. I hope it rains again this weekend so that I could just lay around. Anyway, y'all, I think I need to get off of here because I got some things I got to do. Sharon said he's a mole. He went back in the ground. That's what happened. Like I said, I'm anticipating Orange Mound Quest trial. That's what I'm anticipating. I want to see what's gonna happen. I wonder if it's gonna be televised. That's what I wonder. Yeah, it's okay. I need to get off. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna get on off because I got some things I gotta do. I need these puppies getting on my nerve. Oh, so let me tell you something. Tamia is one of my favorite artists. If you listen to Chase and Lounge and Lipstick, oh my God, those are my two favorite songs that she's got. Chase and Lounge and Lipstick. My two favorite songs. Oh, y'all, let me take these dogs out. I can't take all this noise. My nerves and stuff done got bad. Anyways, you guys, I appreciate you all tuning in. Make sure you guys please like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Shut the hell up. Hell, we'll talk tomorrow.